I've been too busy playing.
Holy shit. Uh-oh. Well, we're live now, I guess.
Oh, we're live? Okay.
It's not like live, it's like 20 seconds off or something. Yeah. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, we're good now.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
YouTube likes to tell me
Once I finish saying which I'll get back to breeding Pokemon.
that my video resolution is bad, but I'm not using like the whole screen for it, so I think it's fine. Does it look fine?
You,
Do what?
I need the link.
But Tim, I can't give you the link. This isn't Legend of Zelda. This is Dragon Age.
Oh,
But
Castle Crasher.
bup, but bup. Yeah, we're about to crash a castle. I never said we were playing Castle Crasher.
Yeah, where would I have ever gotten that idea? I know, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, Tim. You gotta think before you speak.
I know. Alright. Click on that thing. Wait for it to load.
Okay. Okay,
Who's
I
the
just need to
cute
watch
on the
my microphone.
thumbnail?
What? Oh, that's from another game. I'd like to do a video essay on at some point called she's the main character of let's see, it's not Rune, it's Lost Kingdoms. Lost Kingdoms 2.
Oh, yeah. You wanted me to play that if I.
Yeah, that game is dope, but not many people like it. But it's a card-based action RPG.
How does that work?
You're a summoner, and cards represent monsters, and you can either, depending on the card, you can either summon monsters to act as part of your party. You can use monster attacks like a weapon, or you can use a one-time summon to blow them away with a single big swing.
Hmm.
You know, like a Final Fantasy summon or something.
Indeed, indeed.
Yes.
My party will be the same through most of
Final
the game.
Fantasy.
Okay,
No.
we're going to Redcliffe Village. Hal Sherrock. Okay.
So, I really just wanted to eat bread, but I couldn't really just eat bread, and I can't have bologna with it, or too much at least.
What's
So I just
stopping
kind
you
of
from...
shoved flaming hot Cheetos between two slices.
Yeah, it sounds like it's something Tim would do. Okay. So... Oh, yeah. Love letter. Good one. That's a fun, long-term quest. Here's the secret passage.
As you say.
Do you have any questions so far? This is the first time I've managed to talk to you. These streams begins.
Actually, this could be relevant. I know you showed your team a little bit earlier. If right now, since you don't have the dog on your team, later on you wanted him, would you have to level up the dog, or does your team have a static level that grows independently?
Your team has a minimum level for each section, but members in your party have a higher level on average. So nobody's completely useless, but
So
the people who are actively in your party most of the time are going to be a little bit better. Oh, I guess this won't be my party the whole time, because later on I'm going to get somebody who I can use as a healer. Well, I guess I could use Morrigan as a healer, but okay. See how these are enraged corpses? Okay, you probably don't because there's a 20-second delay, but you'll see soon that they say enraged corpse. And the reason for that is that they're possessed by demons of anger, which is a low-level demon.
It shall be done.
there we go.
Ready. I am ready.
Yay.
Oh. We got some... Oh! Gray Merchant of Asphodel.
Oh, you only just heard about that? We've known about that for the last couple of days.
Why is no one posting this stuff in the...
Because post it.
Right.
Did you forget?
Something called The Binding of the Titans.
Your time to die.
Well, no, I just haven't all lately. I have so much games to do. Let's see. Binding of the Titans. Saga 1 green. Chapter 1. Each player puts the top 3 cards of their library into the graveyard. Chapter 2. Exile up to 2 target cards from graveyards. For each creature card exiled this way, game.
Hello? Who's there?
Chapter,
Oh, yeah, it's
and the
this
final
guy.
one.
Alive out there?
Return target creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand.
It's plot time.
Outside the castle.
And we got a called Allure of the Unknown. 3 Racto sorcery. Reveal the top 6 cards of your library. An opponent exiles a non-land card among them, and you put the rest of them into your hand. That opponent may cast the exiled card without paying the mana.
I know it looks suspicious, but I'm not responsible for
That's actually
and the killings in the castle. I was already imprisoned when all that began. At first, Lady Isolde...
I don't remember this guy's name, but... Oh yeah, Jowan. His name is Jowan.
Am I over?
Poisoning of the Arl. That's the first I heard about the
Are you
walking
over?
corpses.
Well, I don't know. You tell
She
me.
thought I'd summoned a demon to torment her
Am I
family and destroy
overvaluing
Redcliffe.
this card?
Had me
I can't hear
tortured.
your card over
There
this
was
plot,
nothing I
sorry.
could do or say that would appease her. So they left me to rot.
I'll send it in Facebook.
I can't look at Facebook for right now. I just gotta finish this plot stuff first. Hold on. Why didn't they just kill you?
I'm not sure. I think they intended to come back for me. But the screams, they just got worse. And nobody came.
Came. Why did you spoil our
I was
Arlington?
instructed to by Terran Loghain. I was
course
told
Loghain
that
did it.
Arleman was a threat to Ferelden, that if I dealt with him, Loghain would settle matters with the Circle. You see, I'm a Maleficar, a blood mage.
He's a blood mage.
You, a blood mage? Truly? I would never have guessed.
A blood mage. Well, that isn't good.
I dabbled in the forbidden arts, and they condemned me to death for it. I thought
Being a
Loghain
blood
was
mage is
giving me a
illegal.
chance to redeem myself, but he's abandoned me here, hasn't he?
Is it
Everything's fallen
actually?
apart, and I'm responsible.
Yes.
I have to make it right somehow. I have to.
Huh.
It is against the law to be a blood mage. Basically, instead of relying on the magic inherent in yourself or others, or relying on the lyrium, which is sort of like a magic fuel or a crystallized form of magic, which you can turn into potions and such. The life force of people and things around you directly use their blood to fuel spells.
Is it like one life per spell?
Connor had started to show signs.
Not quite.
Lady Isolde was terrified the Circle of Magi would
It's
take
not
him away for
1-to-1.
training.
I mean, every spell's different.
A mage? I can't believe it.
She sought an apostate, a mage outside the Circle.
Can you be a
Teach her
blood
sons
mage in this
so
game?
he could learn to hide his
No,
talent.
I don't have magic
Her husband
talent.
had no idea.
My character doesn't. If you don't choose the mage path, then you don't have that talent.
Have this path.
You have to have it inborn.
Interesting.
It is a big
Sounds like
deal.
enemies use their life force.
It is a big deal to be born a mage. It is a highly regulated thing, magic is. And so you're basically forced to be part of a circle. But if you want to do things outside of the law, you can become what's called an apostate, which was a mage that isn't sanctioned by the church or the circle. So, apostate is any mage that practices magic without oversight from the church or the circle, which is illegal because mages are dangerous. Not because of what they do, but because they're extremely vulnerable to possession, and they can let demons through the fade. Which
So
later we'll find out is
if
what's happening.
If someone is born with magic, how do the group around them figure it out?
I don't know exactly what the test is. I think it just shows up. I'm not entirely sure how. Anyway, so apostates are illegal. Blood magic is super ultra illegal. So this guy is both, which makes him super mega ultra illegal. Oh, and the fact that what's complicated here is this nobleman's son, only son, I should say, is a mage, which means he's going to be forced to go to the circle, and because of that, he would normally be barred from rule, or at least he would miss out on a lot of kingcraft, and he wouldn't be fit for rule. So for nobles,
Well,
do up.
like in that case, like couldn't he just hide his blood magic and do something else for that entire time?
Well, Jowen's just a tutor for the kid. The kid's not a blood mage. But that's what's happening here. They hired an apostate to tutor Connor, the nobleman's son, in private. Technically illegal, but at least the kid stays with the parents. But as we can see, very risky, because I mean the castle's overrun with undead, and you'll see what the other part of this later. The source of all of it, it's all because Connor basically, if he was part of the circle, this probably wouldn't have happened. Or they would have at least had measures in place to prevent this type of thing from happening.
Because he would be taken away forever. A mage cannot inherit a title, even the son of a powerful
Yeah,
archer.
here they're talking about it.
She's also a
Mages
pious
cannot
woman.
inherit titles
Her
from their
son having
parents.
magic was
Oh, yeah,
humiliating.
and magic is seen as evil by the chantry, the church. Or at least it's a path to evil. If not outright evil.
They see it that way because there are some evil mages.
Well, there's a kernel of truth to it. Like I said, mages are easily possessed. And without proper training and discipline, they can become a threat to society. Accidentally. So, there's that. But the chantry is based off of the Chant of Light, which is an epic poem about what's her name? Andraste, which is hot Jesus, if I remember right. So the tale goes that the maker of all things left creation, but he watched from a distance. Andraste was like really hot, and he was like, yo, I like this lady, and so I'm gonna give her boons and stuff. And she's gonna go around and tell people that the maker still cares. And then she gets murdered by an empire. And that's the short of it. You can read the entire chant if you want. It's in the game. But it's pretty long.
Oh. I just realized something. If I hatch a shiny where you get off, I'll have a live reaction shiny
I
recording.
thought that too. Connor has little knowledge of magic, but he may have done something to tear open the veil. With the veil to the Fade torn, spirits and demons could infiltrate the
That'll
castle.
be fun.
Powerful ones could kill and create those walking corpses.
Yeah, see, he's talking deep. Can put us in this situation. Okay.
I never meant for it to end like this. I swear. Let me help you fix this.
I say this boy could still be of use to us, but if not, then let him go. Why keep him prisoner here?
Hey, let's not forget he's a blood mage. You can't just set a blood mage free.
Better to save him. Better to punish him for his choices. Is this Alistair who speaks, or the Templar?
I'd say it's common sense. We don't even know the whole story yet.
He wishes to redeem himself. Doesn't everyone deserve that chance?
Like yourself, you mean?
Everyone deserves a chance to redeem themselves in the Maker's eyes. This man, no less than any.
I don't know. He is a blood mage.
Conversations like this are part of what makes
Give
the
me a
game so
chance,
good.
Please.
Your party just had a whole conversation with themselves, and it changes based off of who your party is made up of.
Does the dog just bark randomly in the conversation?
Not always. Sometimes. I don't think at this one. I don't think he cares. He's just like...
That'll just be great. You're talking super seriously about, so we just crossed this important, and that was the body of someone we knew, and then you see him bark, and then he wags his tail, and good boy. So back to the conversation.
Well, basically, we have to decide whether or not to let this extremely powerful blood mage, who may or may not have caused this whole situation, out of his cell. On the off chance that he is telling the truth about wanting to redeem himself and fix this.
If he was evil, what was killing you right now?
Well, I tried to save anyone still up there. There
Do
must
what?
be something I can do.
If he was evil in this situation, what would stop him from using his blood magic from killing your party and just using that magic to destroy the bars?
Well, he'd have to kill us first. It's not that easy. And, I mean, he's still
The
captive.
blood magic.
I suppose if he was powerful enough, he might be able to get through the bars, but that's a big maybe. Those are pretty thick. Most spells could...
I mean, like, how is the person used specifically in this game? Does he have to?
Well, I can tell you right now, teleportation does not exist. It's impossible to move an object from one place to another.
Well, I know this. I mean, just like to gain his source of magic, just kill you all using like to gain more of the magic.
He can't draw on us as energy sources unless we're already dead or we do it willingly.
Oh, you have to be dead. Okay, I thought he could just take it from someone who's.
Or at least like heavily injured. He has to have access to our blood first.
Okay, so he has to touch you. Okay.
I'm glad you think so. So what now? You're letting me out? And what then? I'm not sure that's a good idea. I'd like to help out, but I'm not so sure I want to follow you into danger exactly.
Oh yeah, is my game too loud?
I won't, I promise. I will find a way to fix
I
this
can't hear it at
somehow.
all, so I guess not.
Okay. I usually can't really hear since I have these noise canceling headphones.
Oh yeah, let's I don't know if I have those basics of magic in. Here we go. Talks about apostates right here. Commandments of the Maker. Here's a part of the Chant of Light that talks about the Maker directly. The history of the Imperial Chantry. Founding of it. The Fade. Blood Magic. The Tranquil. Sacred Ashes of Andraste.
On my end.
Did you say something about cheese?
No, saying how the delay was. You had just opened.
Yeah, it's something like 25, 30-ish seconds.
I'm not like 100% live.
His wife, Flemeth. Flemeth? Sorry, I haven't read this one before. anywhere
is
near.
Flo, or you just, oh, that's a weird name.
What's a weird name?
Were you saying Flemeth name, or do you know that?
Flemeth is the name of Morrigan's mom.
Oh.
But that passage I just read takes place hundreds of years before the events of the game,
Very well.
if not longer.
Makes sense.
Oh, makes sense to a degree, I suppose. But yeah. Lemmismon's kind of crazy person, but there's some inkling that she's actually just an incredibly powerful magical entity of some description. Oh, okay. Well, a corpse that was in the room I just checked woke up just now.
Not let them overwhelm us.
Oh, multiple corpses. Shambling corpses, if I remember right. That's a sloth
I shall
demon.
do it.
Oh yeah. So when I made my dwarf character originally, I noticed that it being a mage, so a dwarf could only be a warrior or a rogue. Why can a dwarf not be a mage?
Dwarfs don't have the gift of magic.
Huh.
That's finished.
That makes them really good at handling, doing things like handling lyrium, for example, because lyrium is something that cannot be used or cannot be touched by mages without it being processed first. Otherwise, it causes sickness. That's true for most living beings. Like, for
So
example,
it's like
elves and
kryptonite to
humans.
them.
Do what?
So
Morgan, just turn into a spider. You can't. Sorry, what are you asking?
so the lithium or lithium, whatever, is like kryptonite.
It's like lifted into the what?
Krypton
Sorry, what'd you say?
Sometimes.
kryptonite.
Kryptonite. No, it's not like kryptonite, really. It has to be processed first, but otherwise you get poisoning from it. But it's important to magic, but think of it like everybody needs water, but if you drink too much water, you'll get water poisoning.
Uh-huh.
In the same way, totally talked to her.
What do you wish of me?
Aha, I transformed her back. She's no longer a spider. Although, I want her to activate frost weapons again. Sure. Song of Valor, that's set bonus. Okay. Turn that off, she'll activate it next time we get a chance. Gotta heal that. Okay, sorry, what, right, okay, wait, no, that's not what I want. There we go. What else here?
Hello.
Okay. Dope. I was saying something. Right. Magic. How do I have an itch on my toe when I can't feel my toes? I don't get it.
You can't feel your
Yeah, I was sitting on them.
Oh.
Okay, so I can, Ethereum is basically raw magic power crystallized magic power. And most living things have at least a little bit of magic power, and lyrium overloads them when it's not processed or refined. So it has to be refined first. Dwarves are really good at that because they're immune to the effects of lyrium, but they're also incapable of using magic. So they can work with lyrium. They can fold lyrium runes into items, basically turning spells into permanent things inside items. Like, for example, right now I have a rune of electricity inside of my blade, which gives it a little sparky spark. A little extra lightning damage.
Huh.
So dwarves can do that. And, oh, the other one would be, remember we talked about tranquil mages?
Yeah.
Because they're basically lobotomized and cut off from all magic, they can do this, they can also do things like process lyrium and enchant things. At the cost of their personality and
Right.
free will.
It is begun.
And ability to access emotions. Basically, they become flesh robots.
It shall be done.
There's actually a bunch of enemies in there.
Flesh robot is banned.
That's a shade. Uh-oh, the shades noticed that I was fighting. Greater shade. Of course. A party move to the hallway.
So be it.
This did. Uh-oh. How are we doing so far? Well, I made a misstep, and now we're in a worse position than would have been if I had just gone into the room.
How long ago did you save?
Oh, it saved before I went in the past, I'm pretty sure. And probably saved after I made all those decisions just to do. Oh, shield defense should be up. Why isn't Alistair here? That should always be up. Oh, I guess I didn't change this hit the situation. Really, Mike? These are shades. There's demons that have been in the real world for so long that, well, first of all, they kind of went crazy. But they also managed to become corporeal just by gathering dust. And now they are dead.
Nice.
It's a book. And I leveled up.
Once this party is done hatching, I have 11 boxes.
Oh yeah, I just got champion, so I can do a champion thing.
Champion?
Yeah, I have champions. That's one of the subclasses. Oh, here, take a look.
Oh, okay.
So when I do this, I'm a warrior, but I have a subclass of champion. If I look at Alistair, or Liliana's a bard. She's a rogue, but she's a bard. Morgan's a mage, but she's also a shapeshifter. Alistair's a warrior, but also a Templar.
When's the dog gonna be an archer?
The dog gets dog. Actually, I think the dog does have subclasses.
Dog.
Dog is a unique class, though. That's cool.
Right.
You can get a lot of unique abilities out of using subclasses. There's, like, for example, there's one for mage that turns it into a melee class. Being a Templar basically turns you into an anti-magic user.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, what skills are the tree?
What?
Very well.
Like, what skills are in the Templar tree?
Oh, let's look at Alistair. So, he has Righteous Strike right now. Which is a passive ability. It says each of the Templar's melee hits against a spellcaster drains their mana. At level 9, he'll get the ability to access Cleanse Mana, which removes all spellable effects from anything nearby him. So that'll remove all the buffs. It'll remove the ice buff that we got right now, but it'll also remove magic elements like hexes. The next is Mental Fortress. The Templar has learned to focus on duty, gaining a large bonus to mental resistance, and Holy Smite at level 50. Basically, you call down a lightning bolt, and it deals damage to the target and everyone within the area of effect around that target. And if it's a spellcaster, it will lose mana and take additional spirit damage to the mana lost. And all affected enemies are stunned or knocked back unless they pass a physical attack. So it's got a pretty powerful endgame ability.
Oh yeah, I got an idea. Let's go see what the Dragon Age speedrun is like. What kind of a class or whatever do you think they end up?
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Ooh. I need money, so I'm just gonna take
Hey Blake,
everything.
I want you to guess speedrun is the end of Dragon Age.
A speedrun? What it starts with, or?
The
Armor 10.
and they have time with loads and time without loads, so
Okay, so if we just did like a vanilla any percent
well.
with loading. Speedrun. You're asking me what class? Or
No, I want to guess what time they got. What time the world record holder has.
I bet you it's about an hour.
With 42 minutes and 1 second. Without loads, 25 minutes, 7 seconds.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You can get through this game really fast. You don't have to do every quest to beat the game. So,
Let's see.
yeah, that sounds right to me. Alright, there's a fight behind this. Do it.
There's only two
Oh.
other categories that have runs
The Devouring Core.
in tail.
Seen us.
That's definitely.
There's
a-
one category called percent.
There's a category for what?
Romance percent.
Romance. I wonder what that one is.
And that one is 18 minutes, 26 seconds with loads, 15 minutes, 54 with.
I guess that
And
means
the
just.
only other category with runs. Oh yeah, let me see if there's a list for this one. For the runs, complete a romance with one of Zevra, Liana, or Alistair.
They did what with Liliana?
The rules for it's complete a romance with one of Zevran, Morgan, Liliana.
Okay. Liliana's definitely the easiest to romance. Oh shoot, I wasn't paying attention. Well, I'm die.
There's only one other category with runs, and that is all treaty.
Oh, okay, yeah. That would be like completing most of the game story mode.
How long do you think all treaties is?
I'm gonna say 4 hours.
Fear me.
Time with loads, 1 hour and 43 minutes and 18 seconds. Time without loads, 9 minutes 40 seconds.
That's really fast, considering especially that the any percent run was only like 40 something.
Not able to see the end.
Yeah, the 80% run was only like the 80% run. Yeah, this is an hour percent run.
Surprised it's that fast.
Category for max quests, but no one has ran it before. What's another Dragon Age game I should look up speedruns for?
Well, there's only a few, so Dragon Age 2, I guess. Oh no, I shouldn't have gone in here. I have to kill all these poor doggos.
Okay, so before I read that, I have to do some count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1.
It is begun.
131 encounters, but I have to do some, well, it does 132 once I hatch this one egg, but I have to do some releasing.
Oh, I can use their bomb here. Last.
Okay, so Dragon Age search. Oh, I see. It's Dragon Age because it's fancy.
Stop snapping.
Okay, so Dragon Age 2 has only been, and there have only been 2 runs.
Oh no.
The first run was 5 years ago, and the second run was 3 years ago. Blake, do you want to start speedrunning Dragon Age 2?
Do that.
It doesn't look that optimized. The what do you think the world record is for width loads?
6-ish hours. It's kind of a linear story, so that doesn't surprise me about it.
2 hours and 56.
Battle it is then.
I shall do it.
Let's look at the other Dragon
That was very close.
Dragon Age Inquisition. Okay, so Dragon Age Inquisition has only any percent, but any percent has 2 subcategories. Casual. What do you think the any percent casual for Dragon Age Inquisition is?
I shall do it.
Oh. An hour? I really don't know. That one.
5 minutes and 20 seconds. And then there's the Nightmare version. Oh, how about the Nightmare?
Very close.
The Nightmare is a lot longer than the other one for some reason. What does Nightmare entail?
Probably like a hard mode.
Hmm.
Yeah, what is it? No, not at the moment. Why today? Okay. Well, I died, so I'll do it in, I don't know, 2 hours? Yeah. Okay.
What are you doing in 2 hours?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I wasn't listening.
As I say.
Oh, good. I'm starting here. That's okay. Go out here. Fight the corpse. Worry about the sheep.
Shall be done.
Sorry to hear that. I'm just getting my counter up to 132. Okay.
Direct me.
Ah, I froze me.
The ending for Dragon Age Inquisition is 2 hours 48 seconds. That is 2 hours longer than the casual. What's another game that you've been playing lately?
This is the only game I've
Cannot win.
other than Minecraft, I guess.
Minecraft. I know there are set seed speedruns, but I wonder what the random seed. Is it more popular? How do you speed a game?
How do I do a speed game?
No, a Telltale game.
How do you speedrun a Telltale game? Make optimal choices, I guess. And use exploits to skip cutscene. That's my guess.
Hmm. So, Minecraft Java Dashid. What do you think the speed?
You said something like 5 minutes last time.
Yep, 5 minutes, 29 seconds, 550 milliseconds in-game time. This is in version 1.9. Use, let's see, random seed. Oh, this is any percent glitchless. And the random seed speedrun is 24 minutes and 56 seconds. Let's see, any percent. This includes glitches. Wow, the any percent set seed is 1 minute and 55 seconds, 950 milliseconds
It is begun.
of in-game. Of real time, it's 12 minutes. I guess the thing that matters. Oh, I just picked up an egg without thinking. Oops. I forgot I was releasing Pokemon.
Oh, sorry for that egg.
Hello.
Random seed is 7 minutes. All achievement. How is in-game time so different? I don't know. Let's see if I can think of a game. Looking at speedrun times is fun. Space before. Let's check 1, 2.
Yeah, what about it?
Heads.
What about heads?
Dead Space.
What about Dead Space?
Have you played it before?
No.
I tried playing it, but it's like... So first thing, over-the-shoulder shooters, which I guess, fine, I can get used to that. But this game is just so awkward. You don't have enough bullets to deal with anything.
Yeah, that's the point. It's a horror game.
Well, sure, but you have
If you have
to use
enough,
your bullets,
if you have
then you
enough
can't.
bullets to deal with everything, then you wouldn't be scared while fighting things. Because you'd be like, I can handle this, but it's...
I would rather just have no bullets, period.
Well, then why not you just do a weaponless run? See how far you get.
I can barely get far enough with weapons.
Well, then there's your answer. Yeah, Alistair, what are you doing? Oh, leveling up gave me all my XP back. Nope.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, there was a thing posted earlier in Underworld Academy that I'd be interested to see hearing your answers for. Let me get the thing. To recommend to someone to play 5 games to really get a feel for your tastes. What 5?
Oh, I've heard this question before. I don't know. Probably Dragon Age Origins, Valkyria Chronicles, and then there is Tales of Xillia. Limiting this to 5 is hard. I'm not even.
Okay, how about 10?
10 might be too much. Probably throw Minecraft in there at that point. Lost King 2, not the first. Version 2008. Let's see, what else? What else would I suppose. I mean, I could recommend Ragnarok Online, but it would only really give them idea why I liked that game if they got to the end game part of it. I don't know if that would really count. I'm gonna look at Steam. Like, oh yeah, Monster Hunter. Obviously.
Oh, right, yeah. I forget, have you
Okay, what?
tried out Dauntless?
Dauntless Legends. Yeah, I tried it. It was okay. I mean, it feels like Monster Hunter. I don't like playing with a keyboard though. Yeah.
Well, it's on the Switch, so I assume you could use your...
Sure, yeah. I guess it's free to play, right? So definitely try it out on
Right.
the Switch. It's fine. It's definitely a Monster Hunter style experience.
Isn't it player though? I can't really do that.
I don't know if it's always online. Does it have multiplayer? Yes. Do I recommend playing with multiplayer? I think it doesn't matter. At least in Monster Hunter, I know for a fact that you can get through all of the main game quests. You can do almost every quest solo. I think it's more fun with friends, but there are a lot of times when I'd rather play solo, and in fact, sometimes I prefer. In fact, previously a lot of the game, or half of the game, was solo until Monster Hunter World came out.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, Sonic Adventure 2. That should be on the list. That game is a masterpiece, and it doesn't even know it.
Explain why. That's to be fun.
As a master of camp and style, and just like captures so bad it's good in a lot of ways. Especially whenever Tails talks, it's got a really bunch of really ridiculous plot elements to it, and on top of that, the gameplay is a lot of fun, except Knuckles. Actually, I should say except for Rouge. Knuckles' levels are fine. Rouge's levels hate you. Feels like they always add an extra element to make it
Something
harder.
really interesting pointed out to me the other day. Rouge remove like this not in an NSFW way, but take off the clothes and she's just a cock.
Yeah, we get it. She's a furry, I know. But see, are there any other games? Oh yeah, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. That game is amazing.
I don't think I've heard of that.
Rogue Squadron has 3 games. The first one released on the N64 and is one of the top best games on the N64, by the way. The other 2 released on the GameCube, but the GameCube had a much wider library of good games. Assassin's Creed 2 Revelations. As much as I like Assassin's Creed, and you really should play the other ones, but I like Revelations out of all the ones I've played so far the most. And that's most people will tell you Brotherhood's the best one. But I think Revelation does not get enough credit for being as good as it is.
Can you explain why Revelations is so good over the
Oh, and Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Well, the story comes to an interesting point. We basically come to a head on a lot of things that are happening. There's this really weird experimental first-person puzzle platformer segment that you play through in between, or while you're playing through the game. It's got a lot of the intrigue that early Assassin's Creed games have that later ones don't. That's one reason why I don't think, as much as I'd like to get back into, I've never played Black Flag, and everybody says Black Flag is really good, but Black Flag doesn't have any story hooks. It's not even about assassins, really. It's about pirates who killed an assassin and was like, well, I guess we're assassins now. And they sail the seas of the Mediterranean doing pirate stuff. And yeah, it's probably a fantastic pirate game, but that does not make it a good Assassin's Creed game, in my opinion. It doesn't have any of the intrigue. It doesn't have the real world element. People were annoyed by the Desmond parts, but I think that helped. Not only did it tie the games together, but it made the world way more interesting. But they kind of focused on the history. Oh, other thing. Assassin's Creed Revelation takes place in Constantinople, only 50 or so years after the fall of the Byzantine Empire and rise of the Ottomans. What an interesting time to be in the city, and what a fascinating city to be a part of. Constantinople is a very old city and was the seat of the Roman Empire for over 1,000 years. Okay, well, that might not actually be. Let's see. Because the fall happened in 1500. Rome is the millennial city, but Constantinople was the capital ever since, I think, Constantine moved it there. And that happened in, 480. Yeah, so it's pretty damn close to 1,000 years of the capital of Rome. Of which Byzantine is part of. You could argue Byzantine is the Byzantines were phase 3 of the Roman Empire, or Rome as a whole. No, wait, phase 4, because they had the kings thing, and that didn't work out. And then they did the Republic, and that lasted for a while until it didn't. And then the Empire phase, which is the longest and most, people like that part the best. And that was when the Empire was at its strongest. And then the Byzantine part, which is post fall of the Roman Empire, although they still lived, they just weren't Roman. They were Romans who didn't live in Rome. And actually, they were mostly Greek by that point. Anyway, so the city is fascinating too, because it ties in to early Christianity, has a lot of multiculturalism to it. Constantinople, the reason why it was even moved capital there is because it was a major city that brought in a lot of wealth from all over the world. It was one of the biggest hubs for Silk Road, the whole world. There's a city in India that's at the other end of it, and that's probably where the most things happening. But India wasn't a big player in the world at the time. China was, Rome was, and because of the wealth and power of Rome, their capital city being in Constantinople made a much bigger impact. More people there, the bigger multicultural. It was really the first thought, I could probably argue.
Mm-hmm.
And then the architecture of the city, that's so you have early Roman architecture like the Hippodrome, and you have neo-Roman architecture like with the Hagia Sophia, which is this amazing cathedral that was later converted into a mosque because when the Ottomans took over, they didn't want to tear down a work of absolute mastery like that particular basilica. So they repurposed the church of Hagia Sophia into a mosque in order to preserve it. And that design remains iconic. You see several Hagia Sophia inspired buildings within Constantinople, and many mosques still use a similar form today. And then you can go further, and there's just a lot of history to this city. It's a fascinating place, to be. Rome's cool, but for Assassin's Creed, when they were there, Rome was way well past its former glory. Of the map, only half of it is taken up by a cityscape. It's basically, there's the Italian Rome, basically all what were they at that time? Visigoths and other Germanic Celtic had taken over post Holy Roman Empire. At the start of the Enlightenment era, this area was it wasn't the Rome you think of when you think of Rome. The city was on one side, and all the old Roman buildings and ruins were on the other side, and there's a lot of empty space there. The buildings weren't kept up. The aqueducts were basically the only part of it that's working or regularly used. So even back then...
So this is like the best time to use the phrase, Rome wasn't built in a day.
I think the best time to do that phrase is right after you finish building Rome.
True. Speedrun. 80%.
Anyway, so city is lovely. I think that Constantinople, Istanbul, is a fascinating, and the game takes place there at one of the darkest points in the history of the game series, and we learn a lot about the main character Desmond through this. Ending of it is really satisfying. You basically break out and get a gun and just shoot a bunch of people. Great. And
I thought the main character's name started with an A.
main character's name is Desmond. He's voiced by Nolan. Oh, you're talking about Altair, and that's not the main character, but he's the protagonist of the first game, Assassin's Creed 1, which takes place in the 1100s in I guess you could say the Kingdom of Israel. During the Crusades, or the first or second Crusade, I think is what. So, Saladin is alive at this point, and waging war with the Templars, or the Catholic forces, basically a coalition. That game was pretty good. People forget that game was not very well rated at the time. People recognize it now because it's part of this huge franchise, but when it came out, people were like, I don't know, it seems kind of promising, I guess, but it's definitely flawed. But nowadays, when you look at, like, people talking about, 2007 was such a great year in video games, and it was, but Assassin's Creed was not a reason for that. Assassin's Creed 2 was where people actually started caring about Assassin's Creed. Like being like, hey, this is really actually very good.
Kind of like how when Wind Waker came out, everyone hated it, but now...
Well, no, because people, before Wind Waker came out, people didn't like it based off of really superficial things. But if you play it, it's like a really, probably one of the best examples we have of like a
Let them overwhelm us.
whatever I'm trying to say. Really good example of that. And it's a really good example of a Zelda game, like a really good Zelda game. That's what a Zelda game should be like. And with Assassin's Creed, it's different because it's not a good example of an Assassin's Creed game. In fact, it's not even that good of a game. It wasn't then, and it isn't now.
Oh.
I mean, it's fine. It's an okay game, but people nowadays like to act like it was always good, and it definitely was not. That.
What's the name of this stuff?
What?
What's the name of the game again?
Assassin's Creed.
Oh, just Assassin's Creed?
Yeah. The original title was just Assassin's Creed.
Has a 5 on IGN.
Has a what?
7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Most places gave it like a 7 or something around there. And Assassin's Creed 2 got like a 9 most places. Remember, a 7 is not very good. That's what you gotta keep in mind when you look at these scores. 7 is bad.
Let's see what the speedruns are like.
7 is usually for deeply flawed games, which this is.
7.5, too much water.
Quickly, we must
Yeah.
fight.
And you can talk all they want. 6 is basically the point where you start seeing games that would be considered kind of almost like legitimately bad games. Maybe still playable, but flawed to the point where why would I play that? Usually there's little to no redeeming quality to the game. It usually functions. Occasionally you'll get ones that are trying to execute an idea but fail spectacularly. That's usually what a 6 is. A 7 is a game that has potential, but usually the execution isn't great.
Right ahead.
An 8 is really the start of where good games happen. 8s are... This game is good. It is serviceably good. No notable flaws. A 7 can even be like not the best thing for everybody.
Mm-hmm. For the
But an 8
Assassin's
is
Creed
usually
any percent.
an 8
Oh,
is
sorry, go ahead.
almost always most people will enjoy this game at 8. And then a 9, it means that this is a really stellar game, and then a 10
As you say.
means that this is going to be a really great game for a long time to come. Although usually that's not actually true.
Are 10s given out there?
That was true. The thing about 10s is that they're usually paid off. Or
Yeah,
they're
that's
specifically meant for established franchises, or that's how they're treated.
Okay, so the Assassin's Creed 2007 any percent, and your guess for time.
Are you...
I see.
Fight.
It's gonna be pretty low, I think, but probably not shorter than a couple hours. I'm gonna say, you know what? Let's say an hour and a half. They probably glitched their way through it or something.
Go ahead and double it. That's 3 hours and 49 minutes and 37 seconds.
Okay, that's pretty believable.
There's the 100%. Only one person has ran it. The 100% world record is 7 hours and 32 minutes flat.
I think that's
But there's any percent and 100% segmented.
Oh yeah, the gameplay
Let's
parts
see.
are considered segments, or that's what they're called. Like,
Yeah, there's only one run on both segmented categories, and it's by the same person who did the 100. Alrighty, I am finding Pokemon. Now I can get back to breeding.
Push them back! Wipe them out!
I really hope I find a shiny before you go to sleep.
You will learn to fear me!
Okay, every box is empty. Awesome.
Sometimes I think that I'm not gonna play mage this time around, and I'll end up micromanaging. I guess that's true for, or in the beginning. I micromanage lately on. Not nearly as much.
Here's your time! To die!
Here.
Sometimes. Run while you can!
Alright, where did I just controller?
It is done. Too easy.
There it is.
I believe I took a bad shot in that fight.
Alrighty, empty inventory, give me your eggs. Add to party, okay. We... In my list of 5 games, I would have someone play to understand my tastes. The first one is Viscera Cleanup Detail. It's just, I don't really know how to explain why. But like, I just really like, for example, when I played Skyward Sword, I had a lot of fun with the sand blower thing, just cleaning up all the sand. It's just a fun, satisfying thing to do.
You might
And
like
in
the
Viscera
unfinished
Cleanup
Sword, I
Detail,
wonder.
wait,
Oh, hey, it's Velena.
Please, don't hurt me!
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I'm sorry. I'm so frightened. These monsters are everywhere. My name's Velena. The Arlessa's maid. Is she all right? What happened to everyone? You know my father. I want to go back to the village. Is there a way out of here? But the monsters! I'll find my way. I can run fast and I know the castle. Thank you.
Okay, what were you saying?
I shall do it.
Cleanup Detail. I talked about Skyward Sword, the reason why I like Viscera's Cleanup
Oh,
Detail,
yeah.
and then you said something that I couldn't hear.
I said maybe you would like the unfinished.
Let's see.
It is
The Unswan. Oh. Is it a black and white or something?
The world. Oh, and it's a world where you paint things. You might also like De Blob.
Oh.
I don't know if De Blob ever got a release outside of the Wii, though.
Familiar. Yeah, I'll look into these two. Oh, the blob is on.
Good to go. Oh, lovely.
I am out.
The blob came out on the Switch on July. No, hold on. 6 2018.
Came out on what? The Switch?
The Switch.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, people were talking about it. I was like, oh, people remember what the Da Blob is? Like a weird... It's a pretty weird game. It's like a platform. It's about painting.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that does sound... So, the next game on my list is Pokemon XY. While Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire are my favorite, I can't really explain why I like those to a newcomer, because you have to have played Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald years ago to understand why I like these so much.
Is it
So I
because it's
went
the
for
most
XY
hand-holding
instead.
game in the series?
No, it's because it's a faithful recreation, and what they changed right.
And what they changed so that it's the most hand-holding game in the entire series, bar none.
Something with the most hand-holdy games.
You know, where they changed all the... where they just gave you things constantly. And they just gave you a free Pokemon Avalatia halfway through. You don't have to go catch it. Have it. Here's a starter
Yeah, I agree.
Pokemon.
The Latios.
Have that too. Oh, you know that
Here's a
part
what?
in the game where you would fight your rival and it would actually be a difficult fight, but they heal you beforehand in case you missed the part where you can heal right before you go across the bridge. We're gonna heal you first. Wait, I did not care for it. If we want, if I was gonna argue for a most faithful recreation, I think there's something to be said. People say it's oh, what is the name of it?
It's begun.
Heart Gold Soul.
Yeah, Heart Gold Soul Silver. That's the most faithful one. And it changes. Well, actually, it doesn't really change anything. What it adds, though, adds a lot.
But yeah, the reason I like every run can be different. Like for example, if you were to compare Pokemon, I don't know, Final Fantasy, you can do multiple runs of Final Fantasy, but very minor amount of choices on your team. In Pokemon, you've got however many there are, and it's always fun to have all the other Pokemon on different teams. Next one on the list is just kind of a vague pointing at a random hack and slash beat 'em up like Devil May Cry. They're just fun.
Oh,
Bored,
yeah,
wanna kill shit, play Devil May Cry.
Oh shit! The Revenant
So
is right there. I have to open this gate right
shit.
now. Oh god! Oh god! I didn't have to activate a phylactery. He's just there. I need to go open this gate. Okay, that's bad. I don't want to deal with the Revenant right this second. Morgan, actually, stay where you are. Mind Blast. Please. Alistair, please threaten. Liliana, I need you back here. L is going to work on ads.
As you say.
Let's have at it!
Yellow. I'm surprised he's on yellow. Oh, but... Uh-oh. Oh. Where did she take damage? Oh god. I have to at least try. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no.
Oh boy.
I shall do.
Oh, this is it. Whew, that would have been a really hard fight if I didn't have these knights. Would have been
Now we get our hands dirty.
Am I okay to
You okay to do what?
talking about? Like, are you out of the big fight?
No, it's not quite over yet. It's pretty close to over. Still got a little ways to go. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
That will leave a scar.
Okay, well, 3/4 of my party fainted. Right. But we're all good now. Talk to Sir Perth about it.
You have opened the gates. That is good. My men and I are eager to see our Arl again. Shall we enter the main hall together? It must be held if we are to regain control of the castle. As you wish. We will hold the gate and watch for anyone attempting to leave. Let me know if the situation changes.
I'll come back. Oh, the Revenant didn't drop any. Oh, that's kind of annoying.
Oof.
Normally there's
Did
a...
you drop anything good?
Normally it's a pretty rare thing that you can only get from Revenant. But nothing. I wasn't expecting nothing. Anyway, what were you saying? Trying to say?
Okay, so, back to the games on my list after the hack and slash. So this one is kind of a mix because I haven't really played one of them. The other one, just, I don't really like this. I don't like the second game, but I like both of these games for the same reason. And Super Mario Odyssey for their movement. And I elaborate it by saying, I don't know shit about Spider-Man, but I really want to play the PS because movement in a Spider-Man game sounds fun as.
So, you've never played a Spider-Man game, but you like the idea of a Spider-Man game?
Exactly.
Well, people say that they're pretty universally good, so... about that.
I don't have a PS.
Well, you don't need a PS4 to play the other Spider-Man.
I guess.
You only need a PS4 to play one Spider-Man
And
game.
as for one list, I originally said Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution because obviously card games, but I changed it out for One Way Hero. And was originally I didn't put One Way Heroics on the list because I thought, okay, while it is my favorite, it's a good way to explain the normal, like it feels like an outlier. But then I started thinking about it, and it's not. The main reason I like the game is the gimmick. It's the main reason I like a lot of things in a lot of games, like a specific Pokemon, or a specific card, or a specific deck. I
Because of
like
sentiment.
gimmicks that I can abuse or have fun
Oh,
with, and
okay.
One Way Heroics is the embodiment of that. Like, it doesn't have the best graphics, it doesn't really have the best gameplay, but
It doesn't.
that one little gimmick sets it apart.
I suppose that's fair. So you'd probably like. Oh, well, actually, you might not. But have you ever heard of Half Minute Hero?
Yeah, but it's really weird. But yeah, I can see people liking that.
RPG that you do 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah. Do you know any game really good movement like Prince of Persia, Super Mario Odyssey, or Spider-Man PS4?
That's most of them. I guess Banjo-Kazooie games have fun movement options. That's a lot. It's a pretty archaic version RPG or of platformer. Celeste, obviously.
Celeste, it's pretty fun. I tried watching a speedrun of it, and then I learned a bunch of mechanics I didn't even know existed.
There are other movement mechanics in games like I'm trying to remember one, but I mean, there's movement gimmicks in games, but not always ones that can be abused or are fun on their own. I'd say like trying to remember what it's called. There's one where there's no gravity in the world, but you jump from platform to platform, kind of stick to walls, jump. It's a shooter platform.
That reminds. Okay, so there are 2 levels in Viscera Cleanup Detail. Zero,
You
so
mean
cool.
Viscera cleanup detail?
Shall we go to the hall with you, or shall we wait
Yeah.
here? Excellent. Let us go now then, and see what awaits us there.
We're going to the main hall. It is time for
Like
the
the
confrontation.
like the Asher bodies floating up in the middle of the room. It's so much fun to clean up.
What do you think's gonna happen in here? Hey, look at that. Hey, remember that guy?
Blood.
I guess you don't remember that guy. Don't see him doing his thing.
Yeah, I don't see anybody yet. Right now, I see a staircase.
So these are our visitors. The ones you told me about, Mother.
Yes, Connor.
Connor's
This
voice
the
is
one who defeated my
very
soldiers.
obviously not a
The
little
ones
boy's
I
voice.
sent to reclaim my village.
Yes.
And now it's staring at me. What is it, Mother? I can't see it well enough.
This is a woman, Connor. Just as I am.
You lie. This woman is nothing.
I feel like I.
Why just look at her?
Half your age and pretty too. Oh, damn.
I'm surprised you don't order her executed in a fit of jealousy.
Connor, I beg you. Don't hurt anyone.
Mother? What's happening? Where am I?
Oh, thank the maker.
That girl looks
Connor,
so distraught.
Connor, can you hear me?
That's his
Get
mom.
away
That's
from
Connor's
me,
mom.
fool woman! You are beginning to bore me.
Maker's breath.
Why is she?
Grey Warden.
Do
Please
you
don't
not?
hurt my
Are you not
son.
reading the text?
He's not responsible for
I
what he
can't. Like, I'll send you a picture of the text. It's literally just a white line on my screen.
What happens if you try to turn up the quality?
Then I won't be able to hear you because I'll be lagging.
What if you turn on the sound?
Then I won't be able to hear you for 20 seconds.
Guess that's fine. But let's see. Her son is very clearly possessed.
Oh.
I wish I could say the same. Wait. No, I don't.
Connor didn't mean to do this. It was that mage, the one who poisoned Demon. He started all this. He summoned this demon. Connor was just trying to help his father.
And made a deal with the demon to do so? Foolish child.
It was a fair deal. Father is alive, just as I wanted. Now it's my turn to sit on the throne and send out armies to conquer the world. Nobody tells me what to do anymore.
Nobody tells him what to do. Nobody! Ha 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 ha!
Quiet, Uncle! I warned you what would happen if you kept shouting, didn't I? Yes, I did. But let's keep things civil. This woman will have the audience she seeks. Tell us, woman, what have you come here for? To help me? To help Father? To help yourself? Which? I don't need help. I can do everything all by myself. Isn't that right, Mother?
I don't think...
Of course you don't. Ever since you sent the knights away, you do nothing but deprive me of my fun. Frankly, it's
How high
getting
you can turn
dull.
this before it picks up on the
I
mic?
crave excitement and action. This
Oh, it's
woman
been picking up for
stole my
ages.
by saving that stupid
Well, it only
village.
does that when you talk.
And now she'll repay me.
And when I talk. It's been picking up on the microphone?
Yeah, I've been able to hear it for a long time.
Well, why didn't you say anything?
I liked hearing it because I couldn't hear it on the video.
Well, but it ruins the video for people to play through.
Very well.
Wouldn't it be synced up?
Wouldn't it what? No.
Since it's on your...
And also it's an echoey sound and it sounds bad. That's it. Not good. Alright.
It was
Anyway.
just mostly Latin, I guess. I could hear, like, some voices poking through occasionally. Like, I hear what's going on right now.
Wait, did you say that you can hear what? Oh, never mind. You're talking about on Discord.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were hearing it come through the microphone on YouTube. Okay, never mind. Discord and the stream have different... Well, did I kill Serper? I'm not really sure if I did.
I'll turn up the YouTube video, see if I can hear it.
Alive, I think.
Tegan. Oh, Tegan. Are you alright?
I am better now, I think. My mind is my own again.
Blessed Andraste. I would never have forgiven myself had you died. Not after I brought you here. The fool I am. Please.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
Father's not responsible for this. There must...
Okay.
Yes. I didn't tell you because I believed we could help him. I still do.
I'm sorry, my lady, but Connor has become an abomination. He's no longer your son.
You! You did this to Connor!
I didn't summon any demon. I told you. Please, if you'll let me help.
Help? You
Gosh,
betrayed me!
really?
I brought you here to help my son, and in return you poisoned my husband?
This is the mage you spoke of? Didn't you say he was in the dungeon?
He was. I assumed the creatures had killed him by now. He must have been set free.
Yeah, an abomination is a mage that's possessed by a demon. Which is the most dangerous kind of possession because they have access to magic power.
Oh, that brings up a good question.
I need to turn you down more.
Does the vest in that case?
The what?
The person who's being possessed matter in that case? Like a little kid. Does that weaken the strength of the one possessing?
I mean, I guess on a physical level, but I mean, their magic power is going to be the same as their host, I suppose.
I know what you must think of me, my lady. I took advantage of your fear. I'm sorry. I never knew it would come to this.
Well, I shan't turn away his help. Not yet. And if Connor is truly an abomination...
He's not always the demon you saw. Connor is still inside him, and sometimes he breaks through. Please, I just want to protect him.
Isn't that what started this? You hired the mage to teach Connor in secret, to protect him.
If they discovered Connor had magic, then they'd take him away. I thought if he learned just enough to hide it, then...
The demon in Connor needs to be destroyed. Killing Connor is the easiest way to do that, certainly. But there is another way. A mage could confront the demon in the Fade, without hurting Connor himself.
What do you mean? Is the demon not within Connor?
Not physically. The demon approached Connor in the Fade while he dreamt, and controls him from there. We can use the connection between them to find the demon.
You can enter the Fade, then? And kill the demon without hurting my boy?
No, but I can enable another mage to do so. It normally requires lyrium and several mages. But I have... blood magic.
There's a way. I must know it. Please. Tell us what you mean, Jawan.
Lyrium provides the power for the ritual, but I can take that power from someone's life energy. This ritual requires a lot of it, however. All of it, in fact.
All of it.
Someone must die? Someone must be sacrificed?
Yes, and then we send another mage into the Fade. I can't enter because I'm doing the ritual. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. It's not much of an option. The power has to come from somewhere, and that means either lyrium or blood.
Then let it be my blood. I will be the sacrifice.
What? Isolde, are you mad? Eamon would never allow this.
Either someone kills my son to destroy that thing inside him, or I give my life so my son can live. To me, the answer is clear.
Blood magic. How can more evil be of any help here? Two wrongs don't make a right.
It does seem like a sensible choice, with a willing participant.
Connor is blameless in this. He should not have to pay the price.
It's up to you, my friend. You know more about such things than I do, and it's your companion going into the Fade. The decision is yours.
What do you think I should do, Tim? Should I try to kill Lady Isolde? save her son, or should I try to find another
100%.
route?
Kill it.
What? But why? But why? But why? Atiyam? Oh?
What would another option even be? Find a bunch of corp.
I could go get mages, I guess. Might be too late by
How
then,
many
but I could do
mages
it.
would you need?
Do what?
How many mages would you need?
Oh, enough. I mean, if I went to the circle, I could do it, I suppose. It would take time instead of death, instead of killing somebody. That'd be the trade-off.
Someone would have to
Someone would have to roulette.
restrain
I guess.
himself or others.
If there is even a chance to save Connor, I am.
You rest your hopes on this young mage? He poisoned Eamon, and he could take your life power and attack for all we know.
You would be a fool to try. No, I am willing to take his word. I would give my life for the chance to undo what I have done.
I still do not agree, but it cannot be my choice.
You can find lyrium and more mages at the Circle of Magi, if they would even do it. That is an excellent point. One of the treaties is also for the Circle of Magi, after all.
The
Oh,
tower is
I
about
didn't
a
realize I
day's
was picking
journey
up on the
across
mic.
lake. You could attempt to get the mage's help.
But what will happen here?
Yeah,
Connor will not remain passive
in my
forever.
head, and I can.
It's a noisemaker.
Mm,
So I can take the chance and go to the Circle of Magi and try to get them to bring mages and lyrium to save Connor. Or I can kill Lady Isolde, save Connor.
how far away is the circle?
Not far, according to Alistair.
And what would you?
What would I what?
What would you circle that?
Where is the circle at? I mean, I told you it's not very far away. It's like at the lake.
No. What would you need?
I would
to
need.
convince the.
Well, since I already know what I would need, all I would need to do is not let all the mages die, and then they would help me.
Not let all
Although,
the mages what?
here's the thing. As a Grey Warden, one of the things we got early on were a bunch of treaties that allowed us to conscript help from different factions in the game. One of them is the Circle of Magi in Denerim, which means I can do that. Or I can kill Lady Isolde, because if I wait, Connor might become more possessed. But so it would be a chance. It would be taking a chance, but we wouldn't be doing something that's illegal or committing murder.
Yeah, I do the circle.
Do the circle? Okay. Well, I haven't done that before, so I will
Very
take
well.
the
I will
chance.
keep Jowan here as a precaution. He says he wants to help, so he will keep an eye on Connor with us. Go to the tower quickly, then. The longer you are away, the greater the chances of disaster.
See what Sir
So
Perth
is this
thinks
an
about
I
this.
don't like this talk
Timing.
of possessions and spirits and magic. It is unnatural.
Okay, well, so we've done as much as we can here, which means our next step is to through the front gates and return. Oh, well, Suppose I could unlock the door here.
I'll do it.
Can't do it. Okay. Let me. Okay. Oh. Suits of armor attacked me. Oh my god.
Let's make this quick.
Oh. Oh, that guy's not dead. That guy's just a Chamberlain. Oh, oh god, oh god. Do I have any other AoE? Suppose if I maneuvered myself, I could get a cone in. Ryan. Haha, haha. I actually don't see where she is. Oh, now it actually is coming through my microphone. Oh no. Oh god. That was close. He is die. Okay, Morgan, wait. That suit. This was a bad idea. Thought I saved before I actually. Here.
Is this actually like time sensitive?
I don't know. I don't know what'll change by me not immediately going with blood magic. Never tried anything else. Morgan, we hacking something that you cannot deal with.
Guys, really? Maybe she will deal one day.
No, her staff deals nature damage, and corpses are immune to.
So what can she do in this situation? Be a support?
She can fight things that aren't dealing nature damage, or that aren't immune to nature damage, like suits of armor, is what she should be fighting.
That's finished. Here comes trouble!
Oh, Alistair fell. Bring that.
You should run what you make it reserve.
Uh-oh. Her Perth died.
Come and get it.
Oh, I only have one party member left. Uh-oh.
Oh.
I never liked this part.
I can only deal 1 damage to each suit of armor. Well, and...
It's too much. I'm sorry.
And Liliana's down. Okay. Go! Alright, so I know what I can't do, or what I shouldn't do this time. Do not try to enter the room where all of the people are. Not go this way. Go this way. As long as I don't attempt to go in there, everybody doesn't die. So, okay. I've never actually been in there in a way that where everything would try to kill me.
Very well.
That was neat. Then the Chamberlain had that key. But he also would have died. Which would have been less than death. But I guess that would be okay. I don't really care about the Chamberlain. Okay. Gather the party and venture
Which would
forth.
have been less than dope.
To our campsite. Talk to Boot Dog. What does he think about this? He bounces around, and should I pet him or leave him alone?
You should leave him alone.
He barks happily. Okay, let's talk to Alistair. What does Alistair say?
What do you need?
I'd like to
What do you need?
I'd like to ask you
Ask
something.
away.
Can you teach others to be Templar? I've already done that one. Tell me about the Grey Warden. How did you become a Grey Warden? Why have you remained a Templar if you hate the Chantry? Of those, which one are you interested in? Or I could read them off again. What do you think?
I was not paying attention at all. Sorry, I was reading the thing on.
Oh, okay. The choices are: tell me about the Grey Wardens. How did you become a Grey Warden? Or why have you remained a Templar if you hate the Chantry?
The last.
Okay. Number 4.
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
What'd you think of that answer?
He really likes cosplay, and that's it. True, same.
Okay, so, the options are: I thought Templars wore heavy plate. Well, I guess I'll do this. No, okay, actually all of these are fine. I thought Templars wore heavy plate mostly. Or, oh, I don't think I've ever seen you wearing it. Or, not this again. Can't you answer a simple question?
I don't think I've ever seen you.
Okay, yeah.
I keep it hidden under my pillow. Sometimes I'll take it out just so I can hug it fondly and remember the good old days. Brings a tear to the eyes, you know.
Let's see. I guess the only ones that I would want to ask here is, and what's the real reason? Or, so you stay a Templar out of sentiment?
Yeah, sentiment.
Okay.
Oh, sure. They said that all the self-flagellation would be unpleasant, but you know what they say. One man's pain. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
Okay. So I can say, I really do want to know, yes. Or I can say... See, I don't want to say that one. Don't want to say that one. No. Okay, so there's really only one option here. I do really want to know, yes.
Poke, poke, poke. Tell me everything about your life, Alistair. All right, if you insist. It's not like we have anything better to do, right? The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
What did you enjoy about the training?
The education, mostly, but also the discipline. You need to have a disciplined mind in order to use the abilities we have. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. My home was taken over by Arl Howe.
Right. Stupid of me to ask. I'm sorry. We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
Let's see. They can be rebuilt, or you can always keep traveling.
What was the first one?
They can be rebuilt.
Let's go for the first one.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Right now, I'll still work at camp. I don't know. I'm going to talk to Liliana now.
Have I ever told you I really like the way you wear your hair?
Getting sentiment. I can say, my hair? Thank you. Or, no, I don't believe you have. Or, really? It's so stubborn sometimes.
It's so hair?
You what?
Is the last one in reference to her hair, like she's saying her hair is so stubborn?
Yes.
We'll go for that one.
Okay.
It's very nice, and it suits you. Simple. Not like the elaborate hairstyles we wore in Orlais. They involved flowers, ribbons, jewels. One year, feathers were all the rage, and Lady Elise decided she needed to outdo everyone else, and actually wore live songbirds in her voluminous hair. The chirping was quite charming for a while, but you must realize, terrified little birdies often have loose bowels.
Yeah. Poor birds or poor Lady Elise or just Deer Maker?
Poor birds.
Yes, I don't envy them. She never washed her hair. But I was trying to say something nice to you, wasn't I? Oh, forgive me. My mind wanders so. It's just that I feel so comfortable talking to you. Like I could say anything and you wouldn't judge me.
Okay. Well, we are friends, aren't we? And I actually do like the way you ramble.
100%.
The second one?
You see?
Yeah.
This is what I mean. You're such a pleasure to talk to. I haven't felt this close to anyone in a long time. I really enjoy your company.
Okay. You're a treasured friend, Liliana, and do you often enjoy the company of other women?
Oh. That second one's going on a bit strong. Let's go for the first.
Uh-oh.
Thank you. I am honored that you feel that way.
That was approved +2. And then she just... Huh. Interesting. Well, okay. I thought I was going to have to turn on the 18+ version of the stream. Oh no, it's just her model, like, just went 90 degrees and fell on the ground. Talk to Morrigan.
What do you wish of me?
You're playing a game. Can't Kappa show you?
If you must.
Did you grow up in the Kokiri wilds, or have you ever been hunted by the Chantry, or is Flemeth what she really seems to be? Or is there anything that can be done for a possessed mage?
Flemeth.
Okay.
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
An old woman, a powerful maleficar, a nutty old bat, or human?
I'm gonna go with human, but what is a maleficar?
Maleficar is a blood mage.
Let's go human?
Oh, she certainly was human. Once. Tell me, How much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
I didn't even know there was such a thing, or I've heard a little of it, or I'm more interested in the truth.
I've heard.
Sorry, go ahead.
I've heard a little.
No doubt such a tale has mutated much over time and telling. I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
I would say it sounds interesting. That's the only one that's going to tell
As
her.
the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful, a fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
I'm going to say not true then.
No, quite true, but this part only. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conabar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conabar the jealous lord who looked on from afar. Lord Conabar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
He sold his wife to another man, or Flemeth must have been angry.
Flemeth must have been angry.
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conabar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
She spoke to spirits or demons, or... But wasn't she now married to a wealthier man? Or, so she truly loved Osen then?
The final one.
Okay.
That was not the point. Conabar had no honor, so she would not have him. Flemeth begged the spirits to aid her, and 'twas they who slew Conabar. The demon the legend tells of came later. Lord Conabar's allies chased Flemeth, you see, chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Of course, Flemeth would say that, or which she never invaded, or he never defeated her. Or Cormac is a revered hero, I understand.
Defeated.
Okay. Never invaded, or he never defeated?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
You believe her version, or how is it that Flemeth has survived for so long, or the legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters, or no, just those three.
How Flemeth survived for this?
Thing is, I already know the answer to that, but
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
See, do you believe her version, or the legends tell of Flemeth having many daughters?
Do you believe her version?
Oh, and then I could also do aren't abominations usually insane horrors?
Oh, yeah, that one.
How often is this usually? Always? If not always, then when is it not true? There are more things in this world and the next than you or I could ever hope to understand. What Flemeth became is a mystery. I suspect, even to her.
Back to the other two options. So, do you believe her version? That's what you said last time.
Yeah.
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
And then the legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters, or we can just say an interesting story and end the tale.
The daughters.
Okay.
You ask if I have sisters. I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Why would she refuse to speak of them? Or I can end the story. I guess that's not really much of a question.
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Interesting story, thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
My mother died recently, in fact.
Ah, then you have my sympathies for what it is worth. Which is very little, I am certain. It matters not. Let us move on.
Yay, that was fun. Go find Sten and see if he has anything to say. Probably not, but got a tiny little...
Yes.
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Actually, never mind.
Well.
I want to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak then.
That's enough for now.
I suggest we move on.
Let's go.
As you wish.
He has nothing. Okay, Bowden.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Have you heard any rumors?
I don't know what to tell you. Nothing I can think of at the moment.
So, there's no... And this guy, I'm not going to talk to Drayden right now. I'll do it after I finish the Magi quest and then get the Arl of Redcliffe. Or the first part of that quest over. This is a good place to stop, though. Next time, we will be going to the Circle of Magi to petition them, to give them the contract, and petition them to help. I'm sure it will go smoothly, and there will be no complications or additional quests involved in doing so. I am standing on this log. I managed. Hold. Done. Until next time.
Dun dun.